Welcome to our first live webinar, The 5 Deadly Sins of a French Learner. I'm so glad to have you here today, and for those of you watching the replay, thank you for your time too. Now you're probably wondering, who are you? Well, hello there, it's Maria. I help busy people like you who want to learn French, find the time, motivation, techniques and tools to succeed in their language learning journey. I've been touring French for what feels like ages now, and I love it. I love seeing my amazing students overcome their fears and doubts and gain confidence. Your French Corner came to life when I realized that I can share what I know with more than 1 or 5 people at a time. I can help a larger audience reach their goal of becoming fluent in French. We offer online courses, language coaching, and live events like this one to great French learners like yourself. I'll be holding more webinars in the coming weeks and sharing valuable information with you. So make sure you come and visit us often to see what we're up to. You can also catch me live on Periscope, our Facebook page, where I share quick tips, hacks, or where I just hop in live when I feel like reading you a random French poem. Now, if you're ready to reach peaks and summits, I will be your Sherpa. That's a good one, isn't it? Alrighty. That's me. I don't like pictures, but yeah. Happy to meet you too. If you're ready, we'll get down to business and get started with our first live webinar, The 5 Deadly Sins of a French Learner and How to Avoid Them. Who is this for? Alors, l'ami, you've been learning French for quite some time now, and despite putting in the time and the energy, you just don't seem to make any significant progress. Or you want to learn French and you would like to know how to get the best results. This webinar is for you, cher ami. What you get? Identifying the 5 deadly sins of a French learner will show you how to work more efficiently, what to avoid, and what to do instead, which will take you even closer to fluency. Are you excited yet? Êtes-vous prêts, les amis? Allez, on y va. Let's go. Number 1. Trying to learn everything. You know that one, don't you? You're learning French. It is new. It is exciting. You can't wait to speak and show off your skills, right? If you're anything like me, you just want to know everything in the next hour or so, you are already picturing how, in a few short weeks, your French will be as good as Jean Dujardin from The Artist. In order to do that, you want to learn everything now. Go through your grammar books in a day. French tenses? No problem, you think. Give me 5 hours and I will master it. If that sounds familiar, then you're making a big mistake. And unless your memory is great, you are headed toward failure and disappointment. If your memory is that great, then thumbs up. You are one of the few ones. Bravo! But if it is not your case, you have to learn to prioritize in everything you do. For example, if you're reading a story, you have to learn the words and sentences that you're most likely to use first. And if you're learning the tenses, start with the most used ones: présent, imparfait, futur. Number 2. Trying to study too much in one sitting. Study French regularly for a short time, not all and everything in one sitting. If you study French all morning, chances are that you will exhaust yourself and you're much likely to get frustrated, lose your motivation and attention. Learning French will become a chore to you, which means you will look for ways to skip it. I am sure you might be able to keep that up for 4 or 5 days, but by the end of the week, you will feel exhausted and ready to quit. And that's something we're trying to avoid here, right? What you can do instead is to study French regularly for a short period. Indeed, spending 20 minutes a day learning French for a week, not multitasking, but 100% of your attention on your study, will get you better results than 3 hours the weekend. Number 3. Always translating back and forth from your first language to French is a deadly sin. Okay, I understand that when you're a total beginner, some translation is going to occur, but try as much as possible to avoid it. Why do you have to avoid translating? It makes your brain waste time and energy and will fool you into making a mistake when literal translation doesn't work. And let me tell you, it doesn't always. Translating adds an extra step in the process of speaking. For example, let's say you have an idea. Translating it in your native language, then in French, will take more time than just saying it or writing it in French. You go from idea, Spanish, French, when what you should do is go from idea, French. What you can do instead is to link the idea, word or sentence, to images and visual situations. For example, when learning j'ai faim, visualize that you're hungry. Visualize the food you're going to eat, in my case, crepes, not the English words I am hungry, which won't translate well since we don't use I am, but I have here in French. Number 4, practice frequently. Without practicing what you learn, you will not go far. Learning a language quickly takes a certain amount of commitment and time. As long as you work hard and practice what you've learned, there is no reason for you not to speak French well. Here are a few ways to practice French without even leaving your city or your couch. Think in French. Practice thinking about everything you do in French. Plan out your day in your mind in French. Talk about your routines in French. Second option, turn your phone, email, and social media settings to French. Now, I don't recommend this for those of you who are just starting to learn French, but once you have the basics down, you can go ahead. Third option, listen to things in French. Listen to French music or watch your favorite movie in French. Practice imitating what you're hearing. Fourth, speak in French. This is one of the most important parts of learning French. You have to speak the language, even if you feel embarrassed by how little you know or how you sound. Remember, everyone starts off not speaking well, but you will only improve with practice. Find a pen pal or a Skype buddy who speaks French as his or her native language. And lastly, number 5, giving up. Being fluent in French isn't something that's just going to happen to you by miracle overnight. Many people begin learning French with a high level of motivation, but their enthusiasm is soon dampened as they begin to make mistakes, encounter too many complicated grammar rules, or too difficult sentences. Let me just tell you one thing: don't give up. Sometimes it can seem like you are never going to get it, but you will. All you have to do is practice and vary your learning methods. There is truly no reason for you not to successfully learn French. Learn to love your mistakes. Don't take them too seriously. Learn from them and realize that every one of them brings you closer to fluency. You can do this. You got this, cher ami. And I am here for you. I am here to hold your hand and show you the way with the best support and guidance I can give. I know there will be roadblocks, but I also know that you will succeed. Leave the stress and frustration that comes with learning French behind and start getting results in a little less than 20 minutes a day. Our new course is launching in September, and I want you to get the benefits of it. So if you want to get notified when it goes live, make sure you subscribe to our mailing list or send me an email. The course is jam-packed with action steps, tips, tricks, and hacks to help you become fluent in French in no time, even if you only have 20 minutes or less per day to learn. Alright, I bet some of you are impatient to get the freebie and find out who are the lucky winners. I will not make you wait longer. Click on the link in the chat box to download your free checklist. If you're watching the replay, you can find it in our free library. Thank you so much for staying with us this far. I hope you learned a lot from this. And feel free to email me if you have any questions or feedback. And remember, keep your eyes open and make sure you don't miss any of our live events. Thank you.